Good evening, I'm Karen Hart.
And I'm Nolan Johannes. Tonight in the news.
The hearing for a proposed radiation processing plant for Luzerne County continues. I'm Dan Fiorucci. I'll have the story.
It's the Battle of the Bucks. I'm Kathy Belich in Dixon City. I'll have more on that in a moment.
They'll be a little late this year. I'm Bob Costantini in Northumberland County.
Tom Clark has some better weather in store.
And Joe Zone has all the sports. Newswatch 16 update is next.
In your car, listen to Newswatch 16 on WKRZ AM 1340.
Proud to serve Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania. This is WNEP 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Hodge, Chief Meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Joe Zone on sports. This is the Newswatch 16 update.
Good evening. As things stand now, there will be no radioactive processing plant in Foster Township.
Moments ago, the Township Zoning Board voted to deny an application by RSO Services of Maryland to build such a plant. The decision was based on a legal technicality. Nightbeat reporter Dan Fiorucci has more.
The issue is this old copper plant near Freeland. A Maryland company wants to turn it into a radioactive waste processing and storage facility. Lots of people in neighboring Foster Township are against the plan.
Tell them that we don't want them and we don't need them.
Have you had any history of exposure above permissible levels?
Tonight, the firm that wants to put up the radioactive processing plant got its turn to speak. Radiation Services Organization of Laurel, Maryland says the plant would expose the people of Foster Township to less radiation than they might be exposed to in everyday life.
In one school facility, in the schoolhouse, there's more radioactivity than we've ever handled in the history of our company in these luminous exit signs.
And this is in a school situation?
This is in an elementary school.
But some members of the Zoning Commission weren't convinced that Daniel Kalk knew all that much about nuclear physics.
It's a free radical.
What is a free radical? A free radical is a term used in chemistry for
Daniel Kalk of RSO appeared stumped by a high school chemistry question, but it's not clear whether that really had any bearing on the accuracy of his testimony. But in the end, the board voted to deny RSO's application because the company had failed to file a legal document which would permit it to do business here in Pennsylvania. It's not clear what'll happen next. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Freeland.
It's traffic congestion that has some merchants along Route 6 upset. As Newswatch 16's Kathy Belich reports, those merchants got together tonight to see if something can be done to speed up construction there.
Mid-afternoon looks something like this on Route 6 in Dixon City. It's all because of PennDOT's $1 million plus construction project to widen and resurface this busy highway by November. But the busy highway isn't so busy lately. Shoppers are avoiding the area because of the bottleneck due to the road work. That's why more than 24 concerned Route 6 merchants met with PennDOT officials.
They're working 8 hours a day now with a medium-sized crew. We would like to see them work 16 hours a day with double crew and get the job done as soon as possible.
That suggestion didn't sit well with the contractor on the job, American Asphalt Paving Company.
If you double them in, you don't cut the time in half.
Why not?
Well, because you do get inefficiencies. You do have people stumbling all over.
But by the end of the meeting, a longer workday was what PennDOT and the crew agreed to look into, along with how much more it would cost.
Expanding his workday from 8 to 12 hours and paying his crew overtime. And the other option is looking at double shifts where he has 2 separate crews working 8 hours each day.
The merchants here along Route 6 are hoping tonight's meeting has helped their cause in clearing the construction crews out and getting back to business as usual long before November. Kathy Belich, Newswatch 16, Dixon City.
Route 6 isn't the only roadway in Lackawanna County with traffic problems. If you travel Interstate 81 between the Viewmont Mall and the Central Scranton Expressway, you'll be driving in only one lane for most of the summer. It's all because of construction on some bridges there. Work is expected to begin tomorrow on this bridge in Luzerne County. The commissioners say the Breslau Bridge has deteriorated so much that it needs emergency repairs. It spans the Susquehanna River between Hanover Township and Plymouth. The Breslau Bridge will be open while some support piers are being fixed, so no traffic problems are expected.
Some people in Moosic are having an unexpected problem with their water tonight. It's in the Greenwood section, where the water is brown and muddy, and it's been like that since about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And when I turned it on, that was not water. That was rotten, black, terrible thing. You know, the whole sink and the tubs.
PG&W tells Newswatch 16 Update that the reason for the problem is a malfunction in a water line near Davis Street. That line is being restored because it hasn't been used for a few years. It wasn't supposed to be used today. PG&W says that people in the Greenwood area of Moosic should have clear water again by early morning. And from Los Angeles tonight, we have just received word that Andy Kaufman has died. You may remember Kaufman as the immigrant mechanic on the television show Taxi. Kaufman was admitted to a hospital in Los Angeles yesterday for lung cancer. Kaufman was 36 years old.
Coming up, a new formula to save hundreds of millions of dollars.
Plus, a little later, getting ready to take you down to Strawberry Fields. We'll tell you how this year's berry crop will be as Newswatch 16 Update continues.
Howdy, folks.
The Kettles traveled to New York City, and the Big Apple will never be the same again.
Your hat, sir?
Of course it's my hat.
Screens! We're taking you out of here, folks. Just a minute, lady. What about his habeas corpus? I'm taking that, too.
Ma and Pa Kettle go to town. Tomorrow's $16,000 movie at 4 here on WNEP 16.
There may soon be new warning labels on cigarette packs. The tobacco industry and health groups have finally reached a compromise on a series of 4 new warnings. The first would say smoking causes lung cancer, heart disease, and emphysema. The second says smoking by pregnant women may result in fetal injury and premature birth. The third, quitting smoking now greatly reduces serious health risk. And the fourth warning says cigarette smoke contains carbon monoxide. If Congress okays the new warnings, the industry would rotate the messages, with each one appearing 3 months at a time. A new study on heart disease says hospital admissions could be cut by 250,000 patients a year, and we could save hundreds of millions of dollars if doctors used a new formula and a pocket calculator. Basically, the formula would help doctors decide which patients complaining of chest pains are likely to be suffering a heart attack and which ones have nothing more than indigestion. The patient's symptoms would be assigned numbers. The figures would be punched into a calculator, and the answer would help doctors decide which patients must be admitted to coronary intensive care units for expensive tests and which need an antacid tablet.
Next on Newswatch 16 Update, meteorologist Tom Clark will go out to his frigid backyard.
Tom, got your snowshoes on tonight?
No, I don't. But, excuse me, did you have the correct date?
Feels like December to me.
Feels like March. I don't know. I'm a little confused with this weather. Crazy. It's nuts. The change is coming tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Everything you want to know about outdoor life Saturday.
For the past few nights, meteorologist Tom Clark has been telling us about the melting snowpack in the Rocky Mountains that's causing flooding problems out west. But all that snow has also made this a record-breaking year for Colorado ski resorts. More than 8.5 million ski lift tickets were sold in Colorado by the end of April. And there's so much snow in the mountains, skiers will be able to swoosh down the slopes in some parts of Colorado until the 4th of July.
Yeah.
They'll be doing it in bathing suits.
Yeah, that's right.
Feels like we can get some snow around here.
Yeah, how about that, Tom? Any snow here in the offing tonight?
Well, no, but if this weather keeps up, I may lose a few friends. I know that. This is bad. This is awful. Today's high temperature was more like the 29th of March, and it feels like it out here tonight. 15 to 25 degrees below normal the past few days. And let's check and see what it is now. I was hoping the moon would be out at this hour, but we have some clouds still lurking over northeastern Pennsylvania. Look at that temperature. Disgusting. Humidity is 52%, the wind north at 9, And the barometer is up, getting up pretty high now, 30.2, and it's still rising. Range in temperature, oh, that's awful. Only 50 today. 19 degrees below normal, no thanks. That low last night was 41. The record high, 89. And the record low set back in 1973. The fountains tonight in Wilkes-Barre Public Square, not frozen. They look like they're working pretty good. Okay, the Newswatch 16 color satellite picture. This just in. Look at the clouds over Pennsylvania still. It's clear out in Williamsport, and it's clear in Phillipsburg, where the temperature is now 36 degrees. Unbelievable. Now we look down to the south, we can see a lot of thunderstorms over this way, even some thunderstorms over Florida. A few tornadoes down that way late this afternoon and this evening. Also some severe weather up in North Dakota. You can see some thunderstorms up that way. But there is a frontal system pushing eastward across the country, and I think that could bring us our next threat for some rain here, perhaps by midday on Friday. And then things will warm up quite nicely for the weekend. I don't see any major problems as we head through Saturday and Sunday as temperatures zoom back up to above normal levels for a change. That'll be nice. Now here's the forecast for the rush hour tomorrow morning. I'm looking for a sunny morning. That'll be nice. It'll be cold though, even some frost in some of the outlying valleys. So if you have any sensitive plants outside, cover them up, put a blanket over them. 35, the low in New Milford. Look at Lopez in Sullivan County. I'm projecting 29 for your low tonight. 36 here in Avoca, 37 in Berwick, Pottsville, the mid-30s out in Lock Haven for the rush hour tomorrow morning. Now, tomorrow, a more agreeable day. Lots of sunshine. Some cirrus clouds will come in and dim the sun in the afternoon, but there won't be any rain, and the wind won't be quite as annoying as it was today. 63, that's more like it, up there in Ulster. Carbondale, about 60. Nanticoke, 63. Palmerton, Sunbury, and Farragut in Lycoming County, all getting up into the 60s tomorrow, and it's about time. The Health Watch showing the warmer temperatures and an abundance of sunshine coming in tomorrow. Sunrise and sunset, well, we'll see that. 5:44. I won't be up. How about you? 8:19 in the p.m. Clearing later on tonight here in northeastern Pennsylvania. The low temperature 36. The low, the record low, is 30. So that'll still stand. Nice tomorrow. Chance of a shower coming in tomorrow night into Friday. And there'll be some sunshine, but I think about 71 for a high on Friday. Saturday should be a nice day for the air show at the airport. 74. I'm calling for. Should be dry with some sunshine. Partly cloudy. There is the chance for some rain on Sunday. So a little bit nicer tomorrow. I think you'll like it. But Nolan, I don't care how cold it was today. I hope you had a happy birthday anyway.
Thank you, Tom. I had a most happy birthday. How
Good.
nice of you.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Happy birthday
All of my
again.
friends here on the team and my lovely wife also.
Coming up, where's the berry?
Plus, looking for lights, a building, a sweep, and a change of mind, as well as a place on the U.S. Olympic team. All that from Zone and the 16 sports screen next.
Ma and Pa Kettle go to town tomorrow.
Well, let's see what the Yankees did today.
Yeah.
Still doing. You know, they've won 7 of 9 at home, and they haven't picked up a game on first place Detroit. That's how well the Tigers are playing. Let's check it on the sports screen. Yankees right now losing 6-5. They're in the 10th inning. Oakland scored one in the top of the 9th to tie it. They just got one in the top of the 10th, a two-base throwing error by Andre Robertson. 6-5 Oakland. Mattingly, Weiniger, 2-run homers for the Yanks, but they're trailing 6-5. They're now in the bottom of the 10th. Scoreboard. Doesn't matter what the Yankees do anyway. That's because Detroit keeps right on rolling all the have-nots. 10-1. Tigers win again today. They're like 29-5. Baltimore got a shutout from Bodiger. Boston got a nice 3-hitter from Eckersley. Milwaukee beat Texas 5-1. Carlton Fisk has hit for the cycle, but Chicago is now losing that game 7-6, and they're in the 7th inning. Toronto earlier today beat Minnesota 8-7. Phillies are having a ball on the West Coast. They've won 5 in a row. Out there now, no score, 3rd inning. No score. Let's check the National League scoreboard, and you see the Phillies in Los Angeles. They're trying for their 6th straight. Montreal, San Diego, no score either there. San Francisco beat New York with 2 outs and 3 runs in the 9th inning. Pittsburgh, Houston with Nolan Ryan, 1-0 won that game. Chicago, Cincinnati, 10-4. Chicago's in first place. How about that? St. Louis beat Cincinnati 4-2. Hungary became the 8th team to drop out of the Olympics. There's a special emergency meeting of the International Committee scheduled for Friday. It's in Sweden. Soviets say they'll be there. I'd take the trip too. LA Olympic head Peter Uberov also will be there to play a little kissy face. Uberov said he would bring assurances from the FBI that Soviet athletes would get total protection and would be safe in Los Angeles. With or without the Soviets, this kid right here, Rich Meeker of Plymouth, is hoping to be a U.S. Olympic cyclist. Meeker has been training and conditioning for the past several months. He's getting ready for the final push over the next couple.
I did fairly well down there. I didn't do as good as I wanted to. I think I peaked a little bit for Phoenix, Arizona, and when I got to Texas, I hit a slump. But, you know I can overcome that. I'll be just doing a few series of races around here, then probably going out to Colorado Springs and out to Spokane, Washington for the Olympic road trials.
Both the road and race cycle teams will be chosen the first week of July. As time runs out, Meeker feels more and more pressure.
I'm just doing the best I can. I mean, there's a lot of really good guys on the American squad right now that are really looking good. And there's a lot of guys that are a lot older than me. And I'm just, going for it. I'm just going all out as best I could.
Meeker and Scranton's Dave Lettieri will be in Allentown this weekend with all of the other Olympic cycling hopefuls. It's going to be a big pre-Olympic event there. It's possible that this coming football season you'll be seeing a couple of Penn State games under the lights. Yeah, I know they don't have any lights yet, but the school is considering installing lights so the Nittany Lions can be more flexible for their TV coverage. There have been 2 games at Beaver Stadium under the lights, portable ones installed and paid for by the TV people. Penn State figures it'll cost $500,000 to install their own. It'll come up for a vote on Friday. Okay, you've heard of an accident looking for a place to happen. What about a fight looking for a place to happen? Larry Holmes says his fight with Coetzee at June 8th is still on. Well, he's saying that too. I'd be saying it too if it was payday for $13 million. But they've got no place yet to hold the fight. Caesars Palace pulled out when promoters couldn't come up with some of the upfront cash. Holmes says if he has to, he'll put the money in it. Fish and game forecast. Let's take a look at it for tomorrow. All right, 4:30 looks like the best time to be out there tomorrow.
Let's do that instead of coming here tomorrow.
Birthday present. Maybe you catch a fish.
All right, that's pretty good. You got a home run today.
Yes.
And the Instabats, congratulations.
And you pitched to win.
Yeah, that's because
Boy,
of the
all
solid
these compliments.
support.
What's going on?
Oh, we had a great day today, let me tell you. And still ahead, getting ready for strawberry shortcake, jam, and preserves.
We'll check out the crop in the strawberry fields when we come back. Finally tonight, for all of us strawberry lovers, a little bit of bad news.
They say it's the weather, and it's causing quite a problem down in the berry fields. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini did some investigating today in Northumberland County.
Cold nights aren't destroying Dale White Knight's strawberry plants, but usually this time of year, we would be able to show you some strawberries. The White Knight's farm here in Northumberland County is one of those places where you can come and pick your own strawberries. But as you can see, some of the buds are just starting to blossom out. At this stage of the year, that shouldn't be happening. The berries should be a little further along. Strawberries are a big crop in Northumberland and surrounding counties.
It's going to delay the season, I feel, probably a week. As far as total crop loss because of the cold weather, anybody with irrigation that can protect the blossoms, unless it gets extremely cold, they can save the crop. That's what we do.
Barring a frost, White Knight expects a good strawberry crop, just a little late.
It shouldn't really make that much difference, dollars and cents. It'll just change the time you get it.
So the news for strawberry farmers is good, but bad for those who love them or love picking their own. Bob Costantini, Newswatch 16, Riverside, Northumberland County.
Well, that's pretty good news then.
Yeah, in the end.
I'm getting hungry.
That's Newswatch 16 update for now.
Next, the Nightline, more about drugs and professional sports. For the team, thank you for being with us.
Good night.